What?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Stuff Podcast. We made it to the year 2026. My name is David.
My name is James.
My name is Zach.
I'm Mary.
And here we talk about all things Star Wars. But before we get started, we have some amazing people to thank. David, take it away.
All right, top tier Patreon supporters out there that supported us all year long and beyond. Lee McCallan, Kevin Lanninger, Dem McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Adam Haber, Front Row King, Cam from Indiana, Ariana Tia Arnold, Rest Jedi 27, Alex Blundell, Indiana Solo, and BC Doomit. Thank you so much for your awesome love and support out there. And also, if you go check out LegionSabers.com and use the code STUFF at checkout, you get 15% off. They got some really cool stuff out there. They made a new announcement, so go check it out, LegionSabers.com. Use the code STUFF at checkout.
Those necklaces look cooler every time
sweet.
I see them. Every time I see them posting about their necklaces, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a slippery slope. You know what I mean? Like once you buy one, then you're going to be like, well, I got to get the other ones. I got to get this one.
Oh,
and
yeah.
before you know it, you just got all these chains hanging off.
They'll make a bunch more too, and
Yep.
it'll be one chain with all the different lightsabers.
Oh,
hanging
I
from
would
it.
love that. Almost like a charm bracelet of them.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I would love that.
Okay, I'm down.
Probably could take the
Dripped
chain
out.
off and make a charm bracelet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to say thank you to Mary for giving me the Count Dooku lightsaber.
I was like,
Very cool.
did you get an advent calendar too?
Nice.
Like, wait.
Nice.
But yeah, I just want to thank Mariana for getting me that because it's pretty awesome. So yeah, 2025. Am I right? Am I right?
You're right.
We did it. It's been 25 years since the year 2000, which is
Oof.
kind of sad and crazy at the same time.
That's the year I was
Terrifying.
born, James.
Why?
Why would you
Why?
say that, dude? Why would you
Why?
tell us that right now?
Something happened, and then 9
Ugh.
months later, it was 2000, and I showed up.
And then there you are.
No, stop.
So wait, you were seriously born in 2000?
Yeah, April of 2000.
Ooh. So the
Maybe
next
April
month
11
after that, I
2000.
graduated from high school.
I was between the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, you were. You were very much in between that. I was in I forget what grade I was in. I think I was in sixth grade.
Yeah. I was in
Nice.
the 7th grade.
Yeah.
Nice.
So wow. Well, 25 years later, we're 25 years older, and Zach is exactly 25 years older. Literally 25. So how did 2025 go for everyone here? It flew by for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was before I knew it, it was already Christmas, and I was like, oh, okay.
I think I'm the oldest one here, and it did take its time, but it also flew by simultaneously. I know it's a paradox, but that's kind of what happened. Christmas just disappeared. It's like Boba Fett like disintegrated it. It's gone. New Year's now, same thing. We're in 2026. Thanksgiving flew by. I mean, it's wild. But yeah, the older you get, the faster time goes. So just make sure you take it easy and when you get older and really smell the roses, because yeah, it goes by so quick.
Well,
I feel like
sorry.
I feel like after April, everything started to go really quick. But from like January to April were the longest 4 months of the year.
I think preparing for the Japan trip like was just a lot of stress and planning from January until I flew out. That was
Yeah.
And then it was like after the Japan trip and after Star Wars Celebration, it was just like, okay, I did it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let me just enjoy the year now. But that was the crazy part, was the planning everything for Japan.
Yeah, a lot of thanks to Mary for helping us plan.
Yes.
If it wasn't for Mary, I don't think I ever told her this, but it would have taken me forever to get to that airport because I had to do. I did the pre-check-in and the login and all the custom stuff, and I don't know what you even call it, but I saw that other people were doing it, and I was like, oh gosh, if it wasn't for Mary, I'd just be lost.
She's already helped me get ready for SpaceCon, so that was like a month ago.
I love planning things. I don't know if you know this.
Here we are.
Which which is great. I don't know, David. I don't know if I can say this on the podcast, but Mary
Okay, we'll
sent me
say it.
a prelim calendar for already
Oh,
for
yeah.
2026, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like the year's already kind of set out for us, and it's like, all right, as a podcast, we're gonna do crazier things this year as a podcast, and I am very excited.
She marked all the dates that I'll be spending the night at James's apartment.
Yeah, it was weird. But anyways,
I
but
even
yeah,
put his little tag location right here.
yeah, she's like he's gonna be sleeping right in the spot. But I will say one of 2025 was great because one, we the podcast did change, and it was a little a rough transition, not gonna lie, but in the end we've kind of discovered this newness of our podcast, and I love it a lot. I'm glad that Zach and Mary are here now, and Craig as well. And it's fun for the podcast now. And I know our podcast has changed a lot over the years, but it has. And this feels more not that it didn't before, but this feels like a pretty steady thing, and I'm really happy about it for how it developed last year and how it's going to continue to develop this year. So
Preach.
oh, thank you.
Yay.
David, how do you feel?
Yeah, it's you don't know how to do this until you just do it. It's not like a job, like we find applicants or anything. We just talk to our friends, and it's friends of friends that jump on. And I told Zach from Japan, he sent me a message. He's like, "Hey, so what's going on with the podcast and the hosts?" And I'm like, "People come, people go, people want to leave. Life happens. They have kids. They want to do something else." And it's kind of the same with other podcasts too. People come and go, and they just don't want to do it anymore. And they get new jobs, new kids, open up businesses. Yeah. So, I mean, I could never do what Zach is doing right now because, yeah, I didn't have a lot of money when I had my first kid, and I wasn't working multiple jobs, but I had to come home from work, take care of the baby, do all that stuff. I lost my cable. I couldn't see Clone Wars when it dropped on Cartoon Network. So that's a big kind of hole that I have. But yeah, it's a lot of work, man. And if you're not supported in a certain way, you just kind of have to leave, move on, and stuff changes and people change and that whole thing.
Shout out to my wife, Ashley. I would not be sitting here without her. I'd be holding a baby that wouldn't be able to fall asleep. She got that baby to fall asleep, and he's sound asleep, so I can come on and podcast and chat about 2025. So super thankful, and it's not the most consistent schedule for me, but happy to be here when I can be.
So Zach,
yes,
and everyone else, think about this question. What I'm about to point out to y'all. What in the Star Wars world, what was your favorite Star Wars moment of 2025?
2025. I'm going to say the day I watched the Gorman Massacre episode in Andor Season 2. Mainly because of the shock factor. Like, I guess, I don't know how much I've talked about this, but I was not a huge fan of Andor Season 1 initially. I needed to give it another shake. I gave it another shake. It was 10 times better than I remembered it, and went right into Season 2. And the way it all clicked in my head was fantastic. And I don't know what it was the first time through. Maybe I didn't like the pacing. I can't quite remember. But when it got to the Gorman Massacre episode in Andor Season 2, my jaw was on the floor. And it was, I don't know, I was watching it with my wife, and she was kind of feeling similar towards it. But that was my favorite moment of Star Wars in 2025. There was a lot of shock factor and action, and I don't know, kind of had everything. Andor was full of all kinds of different beautiful scenes, and yeah, I don't know, watching the K2 droids walk up and start tossing people around like it's, I don't know, I almost want to watch it again now that I'm talking about it. But that was an incredible moment, and one that I won't forget for quite some time, if ever. But yeah, it was a standout for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mary?
It's hard because I was going to also say the Gorman Massacre, but I guess I'll go with something different.
You could say the same thing. It was a great
It was
episode.
It was great.
It
Great
was,
episode.
and I think we all can agree on that one. So I'll pick something different, but give me 2 minutes. Go do David first.
Okay, David, your turn.
It was Japan. How can you not say Japan? We were in Japan. We flew to Japan. We were
Where was
in
it?
an airplane for so many hours. We've never been to Japan. We went to Japan, James. You always
We
tell
went
me
to
we went to
Japan.
Japan this year. Last year, you tell me we went to Japan. We went to Japan for Star Wars Celebration. We flew over the Atlantic or Pacific Ocean. My bad. We went to Japan. We went to Asia, James.
We were in Asia.
We were in Asia, James.
We ate McDonald's.
Did it
Well,
taste
I mean,
the same?
not, we also ate real Italian pizza in Japan, James.
I
The
will
crazy
never get
pizza.
over that.
You weren't there, Mary.
I will
You
never
should
get
have.
over
You
it.
should have. You should have come to the hotel with us to have that pizza. Because you right now, if
Absolutely
you
not.
would have been on the podcast going like this, you know what, guys, that was some pretty good pizza. I just want to throw that out there. You would have also
Or-
been going crazy.
Or we could all just go to Italy and have Italian pizza in Italy. We could do
Nah,
that.
Japan was better. I'm just kidding.
Oh, got it.
It
Understood.
was wild. Yeah, we were in Japan, James. That's the biggest thing that happened last year.
So is that my answer as well, David?
That's
Like,
your
I
answer
can't-
as well. I'm speaking
Oh,
for you
okay.
right now. We were in Japan. The first time I see you in Japan, you're wearing like a kimono. I think
Oh,
I
I
have a
had the, yeah,
picture.
that's right. I had the robe on. I went outside to greet
You're
you
like,
with the
"Welcome."
robe on.
You're
It
like,
was
welcome
funny
to the rabbit hutch.
because I walked outside to like wait for David. I was like, all right, I'm gonna call him up on the phone, and because I knew he was in his taxi, and I go outside and I just go out the front door and I look over and he's standing right there, and I was like, oh, what's up? We're here, and it was funny. It was really, that was a lot of fun. For me, hold on, we got on YouTube, Adam Locke. Turtle Man. I never expected a show with no lightsabers or force users to be my favorite Star Wars show, but Andor delivered. Weirdly, the one that did have it all, Acolyte, was my least favorite.
Was
fair enough.
Acolyte 2025?
No,
Uh,
that was 20.
No, that was 2020. I think they're just making a comparison. Like the show that should have been the one that everyone went crazy for was the one that they least liked. But I know some people who really enjoy the Acolyte, and some people who did not like Andor. So it's like one of those
Yeah.
things. You know, for me, I as much as Japan was amazing, I have not seen this picture. Oh my god!
Amazing. Put it on a calendar.
I'll put it on the podcast calendar.
Oh.
You look good, James.
I'm like literally blushing right now, man. Like,
You
what?
look like you're ready to go on a journey.
Well, there's more.
What? There's more. You've never shown me these pictures before. I've never seen these pictures.
That's amazing. That's a sweet shirt.
That melon soda.
Okay,
though.
just full disclosure. That soda was like the greatest soda ever. It's Fanta, melon Fanta, which for some odd reason America doesn't sell, which is it seems like a crime. It was the most
Yeah.
delicious drink you've ever had, and thank you,
Yeah.
David, for sharing those pictures.
Yeah, no
Yes,
problem.
thank you,
Um,
David.
I didn't even know you had those pictures. Like I didn't even know. Anyways,
Take a
for
bunch of
me,
pictures.
my favorite moment, and I'm gonna have to kind of piggyback off of Zach's, was watching Andor, and it was a moment in Andor which
Hmm.
I wasn't expecting to have that much power, and it's when after Mon Mothma gives the speech to the Senate, and she's walking out, and Andor walks up to her and tells her, I have friends everywhere." And the look that she gives him, I remember I like stood up at I was like, oh, it's about to go down. And man, that was for me the highlight of Andor, was that moment where Andor and Mon Mothma meet each other for the first time.
That's a
that was
great
good.
moment. I remember
So-
after finishing that episode, I went and watched the episode of Rebels where
Yep.
Phoenix Squadron picks her up after Senator Organa like organizes her rescue, and
Mhm.
seamless. It's fantastic how that
It's-
goes
it's
together so
perfect.
well. Yeah, for sure.
And I remember watching the closing credits of Andor and listening to the music, and then you hear the theme from A New Hope. I don't know. I was
Yeah.
like, this is perfect. This
Yeah.
is I say that a lot about Star Wars, but with Andor, like that was clear. That was perfect. So, all right, Mary, you've had enough time.
No.
What was your favorite moment
Okay.
of 2025?
It has to be when I went to Star Wars night at Disneyland with one of my friends who doesn't know anything about Star Wars, but we went, and well, first it was just me and her, and then I called up like 2 or 3 of my other friends, and I was like, hey, I'm going to Star Wars night. And literally we all just gathered there, like last minute. There were tickets on sale still, and we all were there. It turned into a group of like 5 or 6 of us. But my friend who doesn't know anything about Star Wars walked away that night, and she's like, I think I'm going to go watch Star Wars today. Like, I'm going to watch it from start to end. And that was like, I'm doing it. I'm converting my non-Star Wars friends into Star Wars people and stuff. So I think that was my highlight, was showing her Star Wars in that form that's like very user friendly is the best way I could put it and stuff. She already likes the parks and everything like that. So she got to see Star Wars in that form, which
That's
like
awesome.
opened up that whole world to her. She even bought a shirt. It was really sweet.
I will say there were a few people I knew this year who watched Star Wars for the first time, and it was really it felt like and there wasn't a lot going on with Star Wars. I mean, technically not, but it was interesting that a lot of people jumped on the, oh my gosh, Crystal Kyber is in the house. Oh my gosh, she is the best. Follow her on Instagram. Follow her. Follow her on YouTube. She's amazing. So yeah, I've actually worked with her a few times here in town. She's an amazing makeup artist. So
Awesome.
She's pretty great. And I keep saying we're gonna have her on. We haven't done it. David, what is wrong with us? We got to get her on.
Well, I've had her on to co-host.
That's right. She did. Yes, we need
When
to
she
get her
wasn't
back
like
on
super
again.
busy with all of her other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, she's always posting, like on her Instagram. She's always on set, and I'm like, oh, jerk. Just kidding. But I'm happy for her that she's busy here. But yeah, Crystal Kyber's amazing. Go follow her on YouTube, please. Oh my god, like 5 years ago. See, I told you it was a long time ago. We got to get her back on. But what was I talking about? Star Wars? No, I was saying like this was the year that I knew a lot of people who this was their first time watching Star Wars. So let me ask you this question, and I know David and I have had this conversation before. Someone comes up to you, and like last year, and they're like, Mary, Zach, I want to watch Star Wars for the first time. Where do I start? What do you tell people when they ask you that?
That's
Release
tough.
It
order.
depends on their age. No, it depends on their age for me.
I was also going to say it depends on their age.
I still
And
say
if
release
it's-
order.
If it's for themselves or for like me and like a child, you know what I mean? Like I'd probably lean towards release order. I was very hell bent on not doing release order for the longest time, but as more and more has come out, like with 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, sprinkle in spinoffs wherever you want. That's kind of how I lean towards it. Yeah, I think that's what I'd go with.
Mary, what do you got?
I think if it's like a millennial, I would tell them to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So in sequential order, just
Sequential order, and then I would sprinkle in Clone Wars. Like I would do it timeline wise. I would do it through the timeline because that's what makes the most sense for people going into the story and stuff, instead of like backtracking, be like, wait, okay, I understand Darth Vader is important, but like, who's this guy and why this and stuff like that, right? I think if you do it from just like timeline order, it's like this is the full story.
Yeah.
And David says release order.
Yeah, it's not even a question because everyone that kind of grew up like us, our age, we experienced the original trilogy and the prequels. I mean, you lose all that power when you know whose father is whose father,
Yeah.
And if you watch the prequels first, you kind of know the big reveal, and you kind of want to have that big, like, shocking moment.
Well, and today, unless you're like, I'd say like in elementary school, I mean, you know who like Darth Vader is. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
But
kind
if
of
you
just
didn't know, But
Yeah.
still, I mean, you still want to kind of have that same experience, I would think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, I think there's a certain amount of time that is going to have to pass where you just say, yeah, just watch it sequentially. But I think still
Right.
there's enough people alive that have watched it in release order that you can kind of connect with those people. And then you'll have more in common. You'll have more to talk about.
It's true.
Yeah. A friend of mine is watching them in a release order right now. And
Nice.
they messaged me the other day and they're like, I never realized Anakin was such a tragic character, because you watch the original trilogy the whole time and of who Vader is, and then you watch the prequels and it just paints him in a whole different. And I was like, that's incredible. I was like, that's the beauty of Star Wars. So I will say this was a year, and as Mary was saying, this was a year that a lot of people I know also got into Star Wars. And honestly, I think it was because I think Andor kind of ignited a new spark within the Star Wars community, because it was like, Star Wars is being taken insanely serious and it's being done insanely well. And I think people were just like, is it as good as you say it is? And then when they got into it, they're like, oh my gosh, this is, and then that's when people went back and started watching all of it to figure out how it all connects and everything.
I think this year too, we got a lot of shows that have absolutely nothing to do with the Skywalker story. Like, I think that plays a huge part in it, where it's like, you can just watch the show and you don't need to know anything else really, right? Like even Andor to an extent, like you don't need to know about Rogue One because Andor is the prequel and stuff. And then it makes you want to watch Rogue One.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, even Skeleton, like you don't need to know anything and you can just enjoy it as a Star Wars show.
That is true. Yeah, I think I think that was also a thing where it's like, well, I can watch this and I don't have to know anything about what happened to understand it. Adam on YouTube says, I'm a release order guy. People who start episode 1 as their favorite Star Wars experience tend not to appreciate the OG movies as much because it feels weird going to older movies in the middle.
That's fair, but I do think they hold up remarkably well for I guess.
Crystal also says it's kind of rough to go from prequels, Rogue One, into A New Hope, to be honest. But like the technology jump and storytelling jump is jarring if you go from a Rogue One to A New Hope. That's funny. Y'all both said the same thing at the same time. I guess for me and David and Mary, sorry, Zach, growing up with Star Wars, the original trilogy for us, like those 3 movies were like complete. That was Star Wars. And we're always got to remember it as just this complete trilogy, to where we don't look at it as old. We just look at it, this is the original Star Wars story. And I guess for me, it never bothers me to go from the technology from the prequels to A New Hope. I don't know. That's just the way that I see it. And but
technology lapse never really bothered me either. I don't think I've ever really noticed it. It's like, I don't know, maybe because I grew up watching them. I'm just like, this is just it.
X-Wings move this way. This is how is how TIE fighters fly. Like this is how it is. And then
for sure.
I always like to ask, Yoda puppet or CGI Yoda?
Puppet.
That's a good question. Puppet.
But he doesn't get to move the way CGI Yoda does.
Well, I mean, it's actually both, because if you want to see him duel, there's no way to do it with the puppet.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to think when they got to Attack of the Clones, which I found out this year because of Light and Magic. Rob Coleman said the idea originally was to do the puppet for Attack of the Clones, and then once he started to fight, switch to the digital Yoda. But then he convinced George Lucas, I think we can do him completely digital. But I think that would have been jarring to see him as a puppet and then to jump into a digital Yoda would have been like,
for
this
sure.
is nuts. I have a 14-year-old and they noticed it. But like we said, growing up, if you're a crazy millennial like us, like Star Wars is Star Wars. Like the original trilogy is. Anyway, sorry, David, what were you saying?
Yeah, a 14-year-old today is pretty sophisticated. But I was going to say, James, so I told you before the podcast, I watched Titanic last night. Is there a scene in Titanic when they're running through the hall and they did digital face?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it always looked weird to me. And I was like,
even in 97, that shot looked a little weird when when Kate Winslet's running down the hall and the water's coming behind them. Yeah.
Stunt doubles. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, anyways, we're gonna talk about James Cameron movies. Now, I'm just joking. Avatar came out in 2025.
Back to Deadpool.
Back to Deadpool. No, if you follow us on Patreon, you just heard a whole episode of David and I talking about James Cameron. But anyways, yeah. But I think for a lot of Star Wars fans in 2025, Andor was a huge highlight because, like I said, it was Star Wars that was taken very seriously, and it was one of those things where as you're watching it, like I said, I compared it to when I saw Batman Begins for the first time, where I was just like, is this really this good? Like, there's no way this movie about this subject matter is this good. And that's how I felt when I saw Andor, and in season 2 just, you know, it was even better than the first season. So
yeah,
I concur.
Oh,
Same.
Thank you, David.
Do you concur?
Do you concur?
What? I wasn't listening.
just say yes.
We're talking about Catch Me. We're talking about Catch Me If You Can. Do you concur?
I've never seen that movie.
You never seen Catch Me If You Can?
No.
Right, it's gonna be Leonardo DiCaprio podcast.
Yeah, I don't watch films that he's really in that much.
Hey, but just so you know, he was almost in
and the Revenant. Yeah, I know he was almost Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, he was almost Anakin in Attack of the Clones.
Should we have a movie night in San Antonio and we'll make David watch it?
Watch what?
Catch Me If
You Can.
It's great. It's a great Christmas movie, actually. But no, it is. It's a really good Christmas movie. Catch Me If You Can is so. See, Crystal even agrees.
She agrees.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad Hayden Christensen was Anakin, because now I can literally see no one else as Anakin Skywalker but Hayden Christensen. Like that's And you know, it's sad to think one day when we're all really old, when he passes away, they're gonna be like Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker. Like they're like that's what he's gonna be known for, is Anakin Skywalker for the rest of his life.
Oh
and I think that's absolutely incredible.
I just remembered something about Leonardo DiCaprio. So
here we go.
Apparently, he is like a mega huge Star Wars fan. Yeah. What he will do, he'll go to movie theaters and just like call them up and be like, "Hey, I'm going to rent this theater out, and all my friends are going to come, and we're going to do a Star Wars marathon."
No way, really?
Yes, he does that.
Wow.
He does. He's a big. I think Jonah Hill spilled the beans on like a talk show or something.
That's amazing.
He's like, "Yeah, you have no idea how big of a fan." And cool. Yeah, man, I'm really trying to remember really hard if he said this or not, but it's in my mind that he tells people that he was up for Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, he actually talks about it.
Well, I mean, not to the press, but
no, I know, but like to his, you know what I mean.
People he invites that have never seen Star Wars, and the people like that don't see Star Wars, he will tell them, "Hey," and of course you're gonna believe him. He's Leonardo DiCaprio, and we all know. But yeah, he is a huge fan.
It was him. I think Joshua Jackson and someone else. There was like
Paul Walker.
I think Paul Walker. Yeah, he was in the running. I think he even screen test with Natalie Portman, and the chemistry they said wasn't there.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel bad for. I always make the joke. Joshua Jackson was always almost somebody. Like he was almost Anakin Skywalker. He was almost Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins. Like he was almost. There's another character. He was almost always somebody. But
Katie Sackhoff's career has gone the same way. She was almost in a bunch of like Tarantino films.
Yes,
she was almost in like other big stuff. Like she was in the final cut for so many things. What happened?
Sorry, nothing to worry about it. I don't know.
Did your screen glitch? My screen glitched.
No, it's what he's reading on the screen, Mary.
Somebody wrote a comment that I'm just like, I don't understand what's going on. But anyways, we're just gonna keep going. But
I can't see the comments.
Don't worry about it.
You just hit the arrow on the side.
Yeah, if you hit the comments, you can see what. Are you serious?
What did I do, James?
I don't use this platform often.
Yeah.
But back to Deadpool. Okay, so what other what was it? Talking about Star Wars content coming from 2025. I really like Skeleton Crew. So Skeleton Crew 2025. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah. It bled over.
I don't know.
2025.
I feel like Skeleton Crew was 2024, but it was 2025.
It was 24 to 25. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez, it feels like it was like mid 2025, like right before.
Because it dropped Thanksgiving time, right?
Yeah. It was
Oh,
like
that's
And it
right.
ended
episode or
and it
in
two.
blew over into
2025.
20.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, there's
it was
overlap.
very early.
So we can
Yeah,
only talk about the last episode. No, just kidding.
Okay, we got to shout out. Yep, because we don't want them to leave. But thank you very much for Finn
Finn
Sipple.
Sipple.
Finn Sipple. Thank you for watching us on YouTube, Finn Sipple. Your comment at first did not, it looked really weird, but now I understand what you're saying, please. So just want to shout out to Finn Sipple. Thank you so much for watching us. I learned something interesting about Skeleton Crew. One of the visual effects guys did a breakdown of the visual effects you don't see in movies. And he talked about how the visual effects sequence in Rogue One, how when Leia's there, he goes, the big visual effect, of course, is seeing Leia at the end of Rogue One. He says, but the cockpit at the end of Rogue One was all digital. They said they had GoPro cameras on the actors who are the pilots only because they're going to reflect their faces on the mirror or on the cockpit window. I was like, that's really cool. That's really cool. One thing he said was the scene when Neil and I forget what's her name are on that planet and they're going up the ladder. It's like a wide shot of them going up the ladder. They were watching it and they were looking at it and someone said, where's the rope that they talked about earlier? They had done the scene and they did it a certain way and they forgot to add the rope to it. So this guy goes home to his house, gets a little piece of string, ties it up to his garage door, like going out to his garage door, gets his iPhone 12, lights it a certain way and films it, goes through, cuts it out, goes back, adds it in there. And no one even everyone was like, oh, you got the rope back in there. And he was like, yeah. And they were like, how are you going to do it? He said, don't ask me how I'm going to do this shot. Don't ask me how I'm going to add this rope into this scene in this multi-million-dollar TV show. I thought that was
Star Wars being
really,
made
really
in
cool.
your garage. Something
Well, I mean,
about it.
that was George Lucas's,
Yeah.
What was that? Bryce Dallas Howard said when they went on the volume, that's what they're like. This is George Lucas's garage. Like, this is how he always probably wanted to make movies. And
Yeah. That's awesome.
Saber Smith Shop. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year. What else? What else happened in 20? I'm just losing my mind that Skeleton Crew was at the beginning of 2025.
I know. Feels like it was a lot longer
like it
ago.
was so long ago.
We got a ton of announcements this last year. Shadow Lord supposedly coming out 2026.
Yeah.
I believe
Starfighter
that
got
one's
announced.
Yeah, Starfighter went into production and finished principal production, principal photography this year. So that's
crazy.
Ahsoka season 2 finished production this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we still don't have a release date.
It's got to be. Like,
they have to announce
end of quarter
soon.
3, beginning of quarter 4 this year.
Or do you? I'm if Lucasfilm is as smart as we all hope and think that they are, they're gonna announce something pretty close to Mandalorian and Grogu. Like somehow season 2 of Ahsoka has to mix with Mandalorian and Grogu.
For sure.
What, David? What are you looking at me like that for? What?
I didn't say anything.
I know you were just like, I don't know, man. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
That was the best David impression I've ever heard you do.
You want me to do it one more time? Here it goes.
Yes.
I'm just joking. Anna's on Facebook. I'm really excited for season 2. Not sure when it'll become. Yeah, we're all wondering the same thing, but I have a feeling around Mandalorian and Grogu, we're going to get the season 2 announcement of Ahsoka. Or if they did what they did with the Acolyte, maybe at the end, and David brought this up, at the end of Mandalorian and Grogu, we see a clip of Ahsoka season 2. Like that'd be
cool.
Just has Ahsoka wrapped yet? Yes, Adam on YouTube. Ahsoka has. I think it wrapped in November. Was it beginning of November? It was sometime in November they wrapped production. So that's pretty good. 2 big productions were going on pretty much simultaneously for Lucasfilm in 2025.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know when we were in Japan, Rosario was like, we're gonna leave right now and literally start production right after Celebration, like days
That's
after
right.
Celebration.
And
That's
then
cool.
Amon was already in
Mhm.
Europe. He was posting pictures like while we were in Japan in Europe. So he was already there getting ready to start filming. And then of course Sean Levy, he said, "Hey guys, we're going into production next month." No. When did he say they were going into production?
July? June.
Oh yeah, it was like August, July. He says we are starting production. He goes, it's not, we're not just announcing this. We are announcing it and saying we are going into production. So
Which I feel like they really should do. They should stop
Yeah.
announcing movies that they're not starting production.
and he said that because of that. He was
Yeah.
like, we're
Yeah.
not gonna, this is
Yeah,
not
for
happening
sure.
to us. We're
Hmm.
telling you.
How many
Oh,
days
no.
now? 1002
Since what?
since
Since
the announcement.
Since I was in London.
since David was in London and they announced that Daisy Ridley was going to be in the new Jedi Order movie.
That's crazy.
Dang.
It's been over 1,000 days since that's happened.
1002, James.
Okay, 1,002. Which is that's just such a shame. I was hoping this year we would get news about that production, that movie, and at Celebration. When Kathleen Kennedy was naming the projects, she didn't even
Yeah.
mention that one. So
No
It
one from
was-
the
it was-
sequel was there representing.
nobody was there. So
Well, and the other couple of projects that were mentioned along with it have kind of been quiet. All
yeah,
the same, right?
the
Dawn of the
James
Jedi.
Mangold Dawn of the Jedi movies kind of just been dormant, if you may. But apparently Taika Waititi's still writing his Star Wars movie. So
Gosh, that's so concerning. That is so concerning.
of all the
Would we
that
say
fall
that
from
in
grace.
2019? Like
Oh.
before Thor 4? You know what I mean?
It's so funny how hyped we were for that Taika Waititi was going to be doing Star Wars, and now we're like, dude, don't do Star Wars,
Right.
please, don't
Right.
go near it. What else did we get in 2025? What's up?
I feel like I'd be okay with him doing a show, not a movie.
What, Taika?
Yeah. Because he direct a couple of the first episodes in this first season of Mandalorian?
He directed the last episode
That's
of
right.
season 1. He directed,
And that was
and it was
good.
great.
He did.
It was a great episode. Yeah, it was
It was.
amazing.
He killed off his own character.
Yeah, he killed himself off in that. And he's not going to be in the Mandalorian and Grogu. There's no way he's going to be in there. Maybe
Probably.
briefly, probably briefly.
Unless they have like recorded lines from previous ventures. I don't know. TBD.
Anyways,
I don't know. We got Visions 3.
we did get Visions 3. Visions 3 was amazing.
My opinion, the best Visions set grouping or season we've had so far.
All right, I concur. David, do you concur?
I
Concur.
like season 1 a lot. There's some moments in there where I was like, wow, that's a great idea for my live action brain that I didn't think about.
Go back and watch season 1 Ronin and season 3, like the duel, back to back, and the art has gotten so much better. It's great.
Really? Okay. It's not as like
cool.
messy.
Yeah.
Dude, that artwork for that was gorgeous. Just absolutely, like seeing Star Wars like that is something else. So
That's awesome.
I want my own casino on top of an at. I really
Yeah,
do.
it was so dynamic. I wish they would take those ideas and put them into the Star Wars films.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Anna says from Facebook, they could do a clip for Ahsoka before Mando and Grogu, kind of like what they did when they released Rogue One. They played a clip from Andor
totally.
season 1.
Totally.
Yeah, I could see that, and also I can see toward the end of Mandalorian and Grogu where it ends. There's something that happens to where when you get to season 2 of Ahsoka, you go, "Oh, this is all connected." I mean, and we've talked about this before with Zach and David and I and Craig about how Ahsoka season 2 is going to follow Mandalorian and Grogu. At this point, you kind of have to. You don't want to confuse general audiences about what's going on here because you need everybody on board now, I think, for Star Wars. So
for sure.
So wait, who saw Avatar in IMAX this last month? You did? No. Zach, when they did the IMAX like introduction, was it the Mandalorian like
Yes.
countdown?
Yep.
That was
Yes.
pretty cool.
That was
like,
very,
Well,
very cool.
I
I've
didn't
heard
get to
about
see
that.
yeah. No, Mary, we saw it in Dolby. Dolby
It was
Vision.
IMAX though.
No, it was
I
Dolby.
thought I thought it was IMAX 3D with Dolby Surround.
I think. No, never. We're not going to argue about this. Okay.
There's Dolby Vision.
There's Dolby, which is what we saw, because on the other side of the
Okay.
theater was the IMAX screen.
Ah.
Because when we did that loop through the theater to look at the standee, we saw the IMAX off to the side at the Burbank, which they're going to be
Right.
opening that Scum and Villainy over there near the movie theater.
Rendezvous.
So that's exciting.
Nice.
But
Love
yeah,
this
they
stuff.
did forged in IMAX, and they said Mandalorian and Grogu. So
Yeah.
Disney is really going to be pushing for that IMAX, those IMAX viewings for Mandalorian and Grogu. So
Maybe they'll
Nice.
have 4 more Avengers Doomsday trailers for us to watch over the course of 4 different weeks.
oh dear
Yeah.
God.
Goodness.
That's a good joke, Zach.
Give us 6 more minutes of the Odyssey, which would bring people in, I'm sure. But
You're gonna want to come to the theater for this one.
But it was cool seeing the Star Wars trailer in IMAX, and then
Yes.
hearing the crowd scream, like not scream, but hearing audiences clap. Like when I saw it with my friend, I was like, oh my gosh, people are hyped for this thing, and it was really cool. It was a really cool thing to hear people
yeah,
excited for a Star Wars movie back in theaters. And again, guys, we're gonna get Star Wars back in theaters this year. It's 2026. It's gonna happen.
oh dang, yeah,
We're gonna get A Long Time Ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away. We're gonna get Star Wars, the logo, and then we're gonna get that opening crawl. Like that's I'm
That's
gonna
exciting.
be crying.
yeah.
I already know it. Sabersmith on YouTube. We
Oof.
waited for the credits for more Star Wars previews, but there was nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. But I was lucky enough to see that, and then of course they did that whole forged in IMAX, and I was like, that's pretty good for Disney to push that out there.
Mhm.
There it is.
They did that for Fantastic Four, I believe. I remember I went and saw Thunderbolts early, and they had like the Fantastic Four countdown from
Oh, yeah.
10, where they was playing like their theme music, and
Mm,
obviously 4 was the big number, but they did something
Why?
similar. So it's cool to see that they changed that up. Oh, I don't know.
yeah. Say that
Fourth
again.
movie in a sequence or something. I don't know. I lost track.
That's funny. But what else? So we got announcements for. It feels like at the end of the year we got like video game announcements in 2025,
We
and
did.
hopefully
Tour.
these get made. We'll see.
I'm hoping.
Feels like this pod racing game is pretty far down the line.
Oh,
It's gonna get
that
made.
looks so cool.
Yeah.
I hope it's as cool as we want it to be. You know what I mean? Like I hope it's
Mhm.
as fast and intense as we all think it should be. And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
don't get me wrong. Star Wars Racer on the N64 and as well as the Switch is pretty good. But it's
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
there's limitations. You could tell there were limitations when they built that game. It's like, okay, now you have the opportunity to really create a great pod racing game.
I think we learned that the Empire canceled pod racing in that
Yeah.
trailer. I don't know if we
Now
knew
it's-
that before
now
that
it's
time.
Now it's
Really
outlawed.
Yeah.
Illegal pod racing. Dude,
Man.
I remember I used to be obsessed with pod racing. Weirdly, that's a weird sentence to say, but I used to be obsessed with pod racing, and I remember like thinking, what would be a good movie where it's about a pod racing, racer going across the galaxy with his engines? I was like, there's nothing interesting about that. That's just so boring. And then watching the trailer, it's like the Empire has outlawed pod racing. I was like, oh, that sounds perfect. Like that sounds like a great plot for anything. So I'm excited for that one. Cool. Glad y'all agree. All right, and then what else? Oh, you know what else,
Tales
guys?
of the Underworld.
That's right. Tales of the Underworld, which those are amazing. Those are all just great shows and stories that Dave Filoni is able to tell. Again, not again, but like in a new way and adding on to something we all know. Oh no.
Yeah, Zach lost connection. He said it's gonna be back.
Okay, good. That was crazy that he lost connection, but was able to text us at the exact same time he lost connection.
I
Coincidence? I'm just kidding.
probably lagged for us.
Yeah.
Man, that makes me sad. Guys, we totally skipped over something completely. We
What?
skipped over the Revenge of the Sith anniversary.
Yeah.
I was
Like-
going to say that next.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think both of you are lying to me right now. But yeah, 20 years of Revenge of the Sith, which some people consider that's the best Star Wars movie. And it's pretty
It's not.
crazy. It's been 20 years. Don't say that, David. Mary thinks it is, right? That's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Not anymore.
Ooh.
After what David, just don't listen to David. All right, just you and me right now. What is your favorite Star Wars movie?
A New Hope.
Ooh.
We've talked about this.
That's a suitable suggestion.
Yeah.
You have chosen wisely.
Yes. I don't die from the cup.
Oh, good. You got the reference. I love it.
How dare you?
Hey,
dare
you
you.
guys. Sapporo Zaku on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about the best moments of 2025. And one of the things we're talking about is we did see the 20-year anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. And it's crazy. 20 years ago, I think both of you remember the hype around Revenge of the Sith because it was like, this is it. And then for a lot of us, and David, and I'm pretty sure you thought the same thing, Mary, was like, this is it. There's no more Star Wars after this. No matter what we think. I legitimately thought this was the last Star Wars movie. When I saw Revenge of the Sith 20 years ago, I said, that's it. That was good.
No, I knew there had to be more.
And it was great seeing it. And Anna says, I love seeing Revenge of the Sith on screen again. Yeah, it was cool to see it back in theaters, to see it on the big screen, to understand, and to just to see it all again and remember that hype I felt when I first went to go see it. And it's cool, but also made me feel old. It made me realize I'm 20 years older than I was when I first saw this movie. You know, I was how old was I? I was 16 when I first saw it, and then now I was 36 when I saw it. So yeah. Oh, guess who's back? There he is.
Boom.
We're talking about how
these are my end for reasons I am not aware of. So let me connect my sound real quick, and I'll be right there.
Okay, we can hear you.
Perfect. Now I can.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry, my AirPods weren't connected. They went back.
Oh, I was going to say, we heard you perfectly saying I had to reconnect my microphone. It was like, dude, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Crystal, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you so much. Yes, please, everyone, like the stream. It helps us out. It makes David smile. They're always announcing, but only complete like 20%. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. We think that's going to change. We think that is changing. So,
hopefully.
Which is why I think we haven't heard from the Rey film, because I think the next announcement that Kathleen Kennedy and crew wants to make is we are going into production. So I think that's why we haven't heard from that. But Zach, this year, 2025, or last year, geez, I can't even think about it. Last year, 2025, we celebrated 20 years of Revenge of the Sith.
We did.
And you got to see it in theaters. Did you?
I did.
You were 5 when Revenge of the Sith came out, which that hurts me to say. But do you remember? Did you see it in theaters?
No, I did not see it in theaters, but I remember when my dad went with a family friend of ours, and he came back and got a coin for going opening night. And I still have that coin in a box in my basement. I saw it last week. But it was the movie that I wanted to see for the longest time in the theater and hadn't yet. And I was able to check that one off my list this year due to the re-release. So very thankful that it came back.
So Zach, let me ask you this question. Do you think David, Mary, and myself are just like really old because we saw all three of those movies in theaters?
No, honestly, when I think of that, I think I more envy it than think of you guys being old, because that would have been, I don't know, I'd sacrifice age to be older to experience what you guys experienced when the prequels
So
came out.
how you feel
It's
about
easy to
us
say at
watching?
25.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
Wait
easy to
till
say at 25.
just wait until you meet somebody one day who was like, I didn't get to see the sequel trilogy in theaters because I was born in 2017.
Right.
You're just gonna start crying.
I know. We're almost there.
Yeah, I was say Adam Lock Turtle Man on YouTube says, I remember them re-releasing the OG movies in theaters when I was young, going to see it with my dad.
Cute.
I saw the special editions when they came out again when they did the 1997 release. But I am always envious of like older people when they do say I saw Star Wars in 1977. I'm like, oh my, like what was that like? And usually people they always say the same thing, which is it was the greatest movie experience ever. And then it's like, man, I'll never get to experience. And then so Zach, for you look at us like, I wish I could have seen that prequel trilogy in theaters. And
yeah, for sure. Because hearing people talk about like Yoda taking his lightsaber out and doing what he did in Attack of the Clones, and
that
I
was
don't know,
everything,
like
man.
Duel of the Fates and the pod race and just the opening crawl, probably even starting for the Phantom Menace. I bet people went absolutely berserk. Like I had a similar experience with the opening crawl in The Force Awakens. Like people were going crazy, but I don't know. It was probably a little different, I'm sure.
Well, I will say, getting older, like I said, I don't understand how George Lucas did it, but the prequel trilogy is more relevant now than it was when it first came out. So, like, you
Sure.
talk about taxation of trade routes and tariffs and everything.
Oh yeah,
interesting. But when we first read that back in 1999, you're just kind of like, okay, that's what we're dealing with,
right?
Okay, but then to look back, it's like that's actually pretty genius to do it as a political beginning of an uprising, and it's like, oh, that makes so much sense. But anyways, Adam says the theater exploded when the Yoda scene happened. Yeah, you should have been there, Zach.
Man, I was there. I was just
Mary
wearing diapers.
David and I have talked about this. Did you see Attack of the Clones in theaters?
No,
you never saw that one in theaters.
Never saw that one in theaters.
Oof.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
So when I was younger, my parents were like, no, you don't get to see these movies. They're too much and stuff like that. So my cousins would sneak me to go see the movies. So my cousin couldn't sneak me into that one. I had to do homework or something. I don't know.
Gosh, that's such a sad story. That makes sense though. I didn't get to see Jurassic Park in theaters when I was young. My parents said no, I couldn't see Jurassic Park, even though I was like 5. But they said no.
Yeah, no.
I think I got to see. Maybe I've told the story before many times, but I want to tell it again.
Do it. Just do it, man.
My buddy Sam was a projectionist before there was DLP and like digital, so he would do like the reels and set them up, and they would do friends and family screenings. So you would have to say the magic thing to say once the theater closed, I'm a guest of Sam, and they would just let you in, and you go to the concession stand and they just give you popcorn and whatever. Wow. So we did that. He called me. I remember he called me and he's like, guess what, man? And I was like, we're going to see Attack of the Clones tonight, aren't we? And he's like, yep, we're going to see it. It was a Wednesday night. So it was 2 days before it came out. So it was just us, the workers, like some of their family. And when that Yoda scene came on, I was not afraid to just scream and shout and freak out. Awesome. And it was so awesome. Yeah. And I still did it in the public screening too. And everyone else did. So it was great. It was a great moment. It was just one of those once in a lifetime. You don't get to feel this way for very rarely in your life. So and it was like a rumored thing that was going to happen. We didn't know for sure it was going to happen if he was going to actually use a lightsaber, but we all kind of assumed it was going to happen, and it paid off.
I feel like I got something similar to that with, well, I don't know how close this was in proximity, but the hallway scene with Darth Vader and Rogue One, like nobody expected that to happen. And, obviously people who followed the extended universe and different, Star Wars media outlets know that Vader's capable of that, but seeing it was insane. I remember sitting next to my buddy when we went, and we were both losing our minds, and I remember the theater erupted. But I wonder where that was in comparison to the Attack of the Clones Yoda lightsaber experience.
I think the Vader hallway scene was unexpected. It was cool.
For sure.
with Yoda, I think we're all used to seeing him as a puppet. We're all used to seeing that
Right.
image of Yoda as an old
Right.
man, and then when he pulls out the lightsaber, you're like, how does this little guy move? And
For
then
sure.
to see the flips, the spinning, the pushing the blade, Count Dooku can't even hold the blade compared to Yoda. I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like the whole theater was screaming when I saw. My brothers and I were hitting each other because we were like, I cannot believe this is actually happening right now.
Awesome.
And when it was over, people were still yelling. Like I really don't remember what happened after that scene because we were all too busy screaming afterward because how great that was. And
after all that, the big laugh came when he like bent over and had to like summon his cane and kind of walked out.
yeah, he's like, okay, now I gotta walk.
Oh yeah, I kind of.
And then the reveal that he was Dooku's master, like that was
Mm.
also a pretty
Yeah.
that was a pretty cool moment. Even though, guys, sorry that wasn't back in 2025. It was still a Star Wars thing, so we had to like kind of bring it back.
Yeah.
I saw New Hope last year, so my list is complete. I need to see A New Hope and Empire. Okay, I will say I've never seen Empire Strikes Back in theaters. That's the only Star Wars movie I've never seen in theaters.
Dang.
I know.
That was the first movie I saw with my wife in a movie theater, and it was before we started dating. But she wanted to sit next to me because, she thought I was pretty cool. So we were with a group of friends, and we drove 2 hours north of the town we were all going to school in because nowhere else was playing Empire Strikes Back for the re-release. And I purposefully went to go use the bathroom so that I could walk in with her when she was getting her ticket because she was later. But then I found out she had the similar plan because she wanted to sit by me. Nothing happened, but boy, howdy, something could have.
Boy, howdy. Yes.
Oh
Anyway,
my God, that's
that's
cute.
not relevant to anything
That's
we're talking about. But
No, it's
That's
adorable.
so adorable.
in the theater yet, James?
I
I'm kinda
never.
shocked.
Me too. Now that you say it, yeah. No, I never got a chance to see
was
Empire
Star Wars
Strikes
date.
Back. No, not a cute Star Wars date. My Force Awakens and Last Jedi, like all the sequel movies, where there was like it was stress around those movies when I went to go see them. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but watching Revenge of the Sith again in theaters was great, and to see I don't know, Hayden Christensen's rise after all these years, and then that reception he receives everywhere he goes. And
Yeah.
David and I have said it after Celebration this past year. I think I told David, I was like, I think Hayden Christensen is up there with Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill as like top
Nice.
Star Wars celebrity.
Like the Mount Rushmore of Star Wars celebrities.
Yeah, he is solidified as one of the greats in Star Wars. So
Awesome. I would agree.
and
I'm biased
Cool.
though, but I think it's
Well,
think
no,
he's
no,
worth
I
the
mean,
salt for sure.
but after at Celebration, and Mary was there too when he walked out on stage, the crowd just went crazy. We were in a room watching that panel, and everyone in the room, like watching the screen, was screaming and clapping. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh-oh, Mary, okay over there?
She's just remembering that sadly she didn't get to meet Hayden Christensen this year, but that'll be this year.
So
This
what
year?
happened again?
Last year? Anyway,
With Hayden?
Yeah.
or what
So
didn't happen?
So I flew across the world, but
To where exactly?
to Japan.
To Japan. She
Ah.
flew to
Yeah.
Japan.
I flew all the way to Japan. I paid a ridiculous amount of money to have my own photo and meet and greet with Hayden, and a separate ticket for my husband to have a meet and greet with Hayden, because I said, you're not stepping into my moment.
Oh my
Um,
goodness. Jeez.
Absolutely not. I said, this is my chance. I'm making my move. You can meet him another time. So Oscar Isaac was supposed to be there. But everyone who bought an Oscar Isaac photo op got the option to either get a full refund or change it to somebody else. Guess who everybody picked as their somebody else?
Hayden
Hayden.
Christensen.
Correct. So we got there, we got in line. The line for Hayden never was not outside. Like it snaked all the way like for like
Hmm.
6-7 rows and stuff like that, and went outside and around the building
Oh
the
my
entire time of Japan. And so we got in line at one point and they're like, no, just come back later. It should be better, blah, 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 and stuff like that. So we came back later towards the end of the first day because your ticket had like a specific time to go and stuff. So we came back later. They said, oh, you'll be at the front of the line and stuff because your time is earlier for whatnot and stuff. And I said, okay, cool. Came back. He was not even there in the building. He had left the
Jeez.
building. They had left to
Dang.
go do some media photos and stuff. And they're like, he might come back. We don't know. So we all like hundreds of people were standing there waiting. And they're like, you can come back tomorrow if you want. And so every day we'd go back and they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to be able to accommodate you today and stuff. If you want to come back the last day, you can try. And we said, okay. So we came back the last day. They're like, we're not going to be able to accommodate you. It'll be about a 4-hour wait. And I was like,
my gosh.
Yeah, each day it was like 4 to 5 hours. And I was like, we came all the way out here. I don't want to spend my entire day each day waiting in line for this.
Yeah.
So they ended up refunding us, but they did really take care of us. They refunded the whole amount. They also like sent us signed photos and stuff and stills from like the movies of him and everything. So
Awesome.
that was nice. Yeah.
David,
yeah, I
did we
did not
get
get to
anything
meet them.
cool? Get anything cool from Oscar Isaac when he was like, "No, I'm not going to meet you guys."
No.
No.
Did you get a refund?
We did.
Yeah, we got a refund,
Yeah.
which was like super fast and quick and no hassle. But
But
Nice.
still,
yeah,
we
Yeah,
could have met
that's
Oscar
nice.
Isaac.
James and I had this whole plan of us being in the same picture together with Oscar Isaac, and because that's kind of like one of our favorite guys, and
Yeah.
he didn't go.
Yeah.
Doomsday.
Probably,
Oh wow. No, I think he was too busy being Frankenstein. Ugh.
possibly that too. But
Great
if
movie.
Mary
I think
would
that
have
was already
simply,
done.
Oh, it was already done by that time?
Yeah, it was already post-production by then.
yeah,
Frankenstein?
I think it was Doomsday stuff, Marvel
Yeah, I think it was
stuff.
Doomsday.
He's going to
But-
get his own 90-second trailer coming before some big IMAX movie soon.
I'm not gonna lie, if he shows up though in Doomsday as Moon Knight, like that's
That'd be cool.
gonna be massive.
I'm in.
I think he only has like a split moment of him as Moon Knight. I think he's going to be more his like alter ego characters.
He's got a couple of them. Can't
Yeah.
remember the names.
He can also come back as
I can't either.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
He could. I
Yeah.
actually hold on. That's my bet. That's what I think they're doing with him
So you really
because we know all the Fox X-Men are going to be involved. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Well, he has to be Moon Knight at some point because they shot extra footage of him in Cairo, Egypt after the release of season 1. They went back, started doing some extra shots and stuff, supposedly for either season 2 or Doomsday.
that'd be cool.
Supposedly.
Oscar Isaac is a cool guy. Just want to throw that out there.
He-
if you haven't seen Frankenstein,
seems like
watch
it.
Frankenstein.
And
Yeah,
I was
we
also
could
going
have
to throw
met
it
him.
out there that if Mary would have just simply flown back to LAX with me, she would have met Hayden.
Well, here's the best part. I did fly back to LAX. I did, just like 3 hours earlier.
You know how weird
Mary
it was to
missed it.
fly back
Yeah.
to LAX and then get in my car and drive to my apartment. That was the weirdest feeling for me to do that. I was
We
like,
did that too. We
it was-
landed and then we drove home.
yep. I was
I
like,
miss the
I know a lot of
trains.
people who are like landing and they have to wait for their flight back home, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna drive to my apartment now. Here we go. Anyways,
I miss the trains in Japan. I miss putting my beats on and just like listening to music on the train.
I was too afraid I was gonna miss my my station, so I was like looking at my map, looking. I was like, where am I at? Is this the right place? How much more time do I have? And I look over and there's this guy passed out on the train. I was like, does he know where he is? Do I need to wake him up? You know? And yeah, I was terrified that I was gonna miss my train or miss my station. And yeah, so
That was Austin's job while we were there. He's the navigator. I'm the planner. He's the navigator.
I was I was the whole party by myself trying to
No,
navigate my way.
plan. I helped you plan. No.
You did help me plan, but
Yeah.
going from train to train is like a scary thing. But then I saw kids who were younger than me just walking through the train station. I'm like, what is like, and they're just getting on the train. I'm like,
With their
okay,
cute
then I can
backpacks,
do this.
Their
Yeah, I
cute
was
little
like, if they can do
backpacks.
I can do that
I
too.
know.
I
So,
don't know if you go. Oh, go for it. Go for it.
So I have a little fun. Well, I don't even know if I want to tell the story. Okay. When I was on the train, so I'm very tatted up and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was on the train, and no, everyone was like, "Oh, when you go to Japan, when you have a lot of tattoos, you can't do certain things," which is totally fine. I was like, "Yeah, covering up my tattoos when I go to temples, things like that, going to be respectful and everything." But I was on the train one day. I took my sweater off because it was getting warm, and there were a bunch of little kids on their way home from school.
They went.
And they looked at my arm, and my arm wasn't even full yet. They looked at my arm, and I had like a tank top on, so I have a full like chest plate and everything. And they looked at me, and they're like, looked at each other, like, "Is this lady for real?" and stuff. It was so funny. And like one little kid was just like hurt, and I was like, "No," and they're like, "Cool." So, yeah.
They were like, I guarantee you, like they went home and they're like, we saw the coolest person ever, man. Like you should have seen us totally tatted up. But no, it's wild. And what was funny about Japan, Disneyland Japan, was I had my Star Wars like shirt on, and Haley also was wearing a Star Wars something. You would not believe how many cast members would just go Star Wars. Like they were so excited to see Star Wars stuff. Even like other people there were like looking at going like Star Wars. That dude, this guy had the Empire Strikes Back bomber, the jacket that I have, Empire Strikes Back, and he saw my directed by Irvin Kershner shirt, and he just like pointed at my shirt and like did this, and I was like, "You awesome! Like you get it. You know what I mean? We don't speak the language, but he got it right away. Like, oh, I see what you're wearing, and I was like, this is cool. But then you go to Disneyland Tokyo, and there's no Star Wars there at all in the whole park. There's nothing. They got Star Tours, but that's it. Everything else is. They have nothing Star Wars there.
The people there were just so nice, and they wanted to engage with you. And there were certain people, like there were people there. Their job was literally just to stand in the pathway and say hello to you, and just like do this literally all day, saying "Oh, hi gozaimasu." That was it. I was like, "Whoa, this is great."
It's pretty nice. It's pretty.
It
great.
was. I'd go back.
I'd go back to Japan. We should go back to Japan. Zach, you're coming with us.
All right, deal. That pizza.
Someone call
in Japan
Haley.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, we'll call it. Yeah, we'll go all the way back to that. What city was that again? Where the convention was? I don't know what the city was.
Makahura Messe.
Good grief, both of y'all remembered that?
Well
I had
done.
no idea
Well
what it was
done.
called.
We had to read it so many times to figure out where we're going.
That's
Makahura
true.
Messe.
And we'll go back to the hotel. We'll go down into the lobby and we'll eat the pizza.
Sweet.
I'm
then
going
we'll
to go to McDonald's.
And then we'll walk down
my
to
melon
McDonald's
soda.
What was
and
it?
get
The
a
orange
shrimp
pop or whatever.
The melon soda.
Green.
The melon.
Melon green, melon soda.
Melon green.
And then we'll go get a shrimp. Oh, jeez.
What were
It
you
glowed.
looking at?
Look at James's palm. That's how it glowed.
Whoa.
It was like you're eating that thing from the beginning of The Simpsons that falls into Homer's like back.
That's
That is
amazing.
so great.
Did you
I
get
never
That's
even
why
noticed
it's not
that day?
allowed here.
I think David, this is the first time I had it. So I'm like really
Me too.
focusing. I'm like, no, but like you because you
Oh, yeah.
drank it, and he comes back to the table. He's like, dude, this is the greatest soda I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, it's okay. He goes, no, and he's drinking more. He goes, I gotta get more of this. I'm gonna get more of this soda. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go get some too. And then I think that's the picture David took of me drinking it for the first time, and him and I just being like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And yeah, that
I
was
just
fun.
love the soda in Japan. Was it me? But every time I opened it, even if it wasn't the first open of a soda in Japan, it was just like the loudest noise.
It was the loudest. David and I, we shot a video. It didn't do it justice. Like we listened to it later. I was like, it was like so much compression in this bottle that when you open it, it was like, it felt like it was gonna fly off. And it was every soda there was like that. And I remember I was like, this is crazy. Even the sodas are different here. Hold on. Adam says he's going to turn into a Ninja Turtle drinking that.
Oh, 100%, dude.
But yeah. What other pictures do you have from Japan, David, that I haven't
I got
seen?
a whole lot. Are we going to share them right now? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, no.
I didn't even know you had like Me and did I really go outside wearing that robe? Did I really go greet you wearing that? Oh
Yeah, that's the first image I have of you in Japan. You're like,
it's like
welcome
I was.
to my
It's like I
rabbit
was
hutch.
like, yeah. It's like I was like, I am now a native of Japan. Well, welcome. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy that I wore that outside in
Yeah.
public. What other pictures do you have?
Nothing loaded up right now. I figured we'd
Okay,
just
good.
continue on with the other stuff that happened in 2025.
Please don't upload any more pictures of me. I'd really appreciate that.
All of them. All of them.
I'm not going to make a promise, but the other big thing that happened that was surprising and shocking was the hunt for Ben Solo.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's still happening.
Is it happening? I don't know.
It's not happening. It's never gonna happen.
No, like the fans going nuts and trying to get it to happen.
You know what's gonna be funny in 2027 when we are at Star Wars Celebration? People are gonna be screaming for the hunt for Ben Solo.
Oh yeah, I found him.
Oh, another thing that happened this year. There we go. Was the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
10 years.
What's that?
Like, I think that's crazy. And one thing that's sad is Disney didn't do anything for it. They had Avatar out, so they couldn't re-release The Force Awakens, but they should have.
Did we get a 10-year Revenge of the Sith re-release?
I don't think
2015?
Well, no, because I think they were getting ready for 2015, bruh. Everyone was getting ready for The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's all 2015 was, man.
It's true.
And so, which makes me sad that we're probably never going to get any like big deal for The Force Awakens.
No, I think we will at the 20 year. I feel like that's what they're doing. Every
the
20 years.
Or the 20, I think something will happen for sure.
Yeah, but then they did the 25 of the Phantom Menace just because.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like they just pick and choose, like, oh, we'll do 25 this year. We'll do 20 for this one. And
that is true. There's no
Rogue
consistency.
This year, 2026 is 10 year for Rogue One.
Oh my god!
They re-released Rogue One for Andor season 1, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to re-release it. No, I think they're gonna do something for Andor.
Rogue One?
Because I'm sorry, Rogue. You know what I'm trying to say. Rogue One. I think they're going to do something for Rogue One because
Cassian Andor.
Some people consider that their favorite Star. I mean, I know I keep saying that, but a lot of people love Rogue One. A lot of people think that is the best Star Wars movie. So,
it is great.
So I think Disney should do something for Rogue One.
And a couple of weeks ago, Mads Mikkelsen came out and said there was no script for Rogue One.
That is crazy.
Dang. What's like the most, or what's the biggest takeaway line from that movie that you can think of?
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Yeah, like was that not scripted? Like,
I don't know.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Yeah, like all those big lines. Be careful not to choke on your aspirations. You know, all the same. Totally up there with those other two.
That's a good one.
I think all the best movies do it both ways. They have a script, and then they do, like Peter Jackson will say, let's do one for luck. And then he lets the actors just do what they feel and not act and just be themselves or something akin to that. And that's how I think you need to shoot these movies because they're so expensive, man. If you find like magic or gold or whatever, it's there and you have it, you know? And now it's not like you're wasting film. It's all digital.
You're wasting space.
Hard drive
space.
space.
We're running out of space, which I have had someone yell that at me one time, and I was like, "Just change it. Like it's not that big of a deal to just put another card in there, man." Anyways,
we have all the answers here at the Star Wars Stuff Podcast.
We do always, but it is shocking because the way he said it was, you know, he was like, there was no script when they started filming, which I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, did they know? Okay, this is who you're going to be playing, but we still don't know how this is all going to play out. So, but we're just gonna see how this goes.
Yeah,
and
it turned out.
Of course, Tony Gilroy was like, it was like a dead. What did he say? It was like a dead body on a table when he saw it.
He said it was like he was like a dead corpse on the table,
and it's like
dead on the table or something. Yeah,
how bad was it?
I couldn't
never
have been
gonna
that bad. I mean, come on. I mean,
maybe it was. Maybe it was that bad.
The world may never
it's a
know.
weird situation.
Maybe that's what they release. Like
Oh,
the
geez.
original script.
Oof.
The
The Gareth
original script
Edwards.
of what
Kennedy will have to be gone. Iger would have to be gone in order to get
Iger's been
stuff.
saying he's going to retire for the last 15 years. He needs to just go.
Yeah, to get stuff that's going to maybe possibly make him look a little unprofessional or bad, they got to be gone out of the job.
Sarah Smith on YouTube just said the greatest thing of all time. It's almost as if all the script from the original trilogy was a quote.
That's true. That's one of the most quotable movies in my mind.
You know which line sticks out to me in Rogue One is when Andor says, "Let 10 men feel like 100." When he's hyping them up, like I remember, I was like, "This is gonna
cool.
be good."
I've been in this fight since I've been 6 years old.
God,
yeah.
When he says now, when you watch Andor and he says that line, you're just like, that is deep. And then of course at the beginning of Rogue One, when he's over there, the guy's talking about somebody named Urso, and then he's like Galen Urso, because it's like he just heard the name Galen Urso like earlier that day, so he's like, yes, I know who you're talking about. I was like, yeah, this is cool. This is really cool. Anyways, awesome. But yeah, so looking forward, I mean, we've already been talking about both 2025 and 2026. I mean,
and 2024 and 1977 and 2005.
What was that? Say that again. 2005.
2005.
Okay, that's what I thought you were gonna say. 2005. But you know what I hope happens this year? I hope this year we get announcement about the Daisy Ridley Rey Skywalker film.
It's not going to happen, James.
No, I hope not. It's coming out. I hope that we just get the announcement. It's going to be going into production. I hope we get that this year.
Do they even have a script? Do they even have a cast?
Yes, they do have a script. She said it's going to surprise us. It's shockingly good or whatever. But what are they waiting for? I mean, what's the big...
Right. Well, she's also been really busy. Daisy Ridley got...
Yeah, because she's waiting.
Yeah, but...
it's apparently she's going to get a pretty big payday for the Star Wars film.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, of course she's going to
get a really nice one. This one will be her like first big check.
She's probably... Can you see her actually coming on as a producer for this?
If they wait maybe 5 more years, yeah. But I mean,
she's been producing a few of her things coming out lately, so it's like I see her kind of stepping into the role as a producer on her own movie, and cool. She loves it. She loves Star Wars, and she does interviews. They talk about it, and she's so happy she was a part of it. And I know she got a lot of shenanigans from people, but she's still glad to be a part of Star Wars. So that's my hope for 2026 is we get some news about the Rey Skywalker film.
That would be cool.
Zach, what are you hoping for in Star Wars for 2026?
Ooh, what am I hoping for? That's a great question. I don't know. When I hear Star Wars 2026, like I start thinking about SpaceCon, even though that's not affiliated technically to Star Wars. A lot of overlap. Man, I'm really excited for Maul Shadow Lord. Like that's something that I'm hoping to see trailers soon. I'm hoping. I mean, they say 2026. Hoping to see another great Sam Witwer performance and some more story that we can add to a great existing character that has had lots of amazing, iconic Star Wars scenes and episodes and I guess what have you. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for is a great Darth Maul show this upcoming year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mary?
I want the Mandalorian and Grogu movie to be really successful on all levels, financially, storytelling. I just want it to be a really successful movie so that it kind of launches a whole more set of movies and stuff for us to be able to go and enjoy.
I like that answer better. That's really good.
David, what's your big thing for 2026?
I hope Star Wars just gets back on track.
Hmm.
It seems like they've kind of lost their way a little bit with maybe doing this, then doing this, and there's a lot of meat on the bone still for them to do the Knights of the Old Republic, the Old Republic, Darth Plagueis. I mean, there's so many things that they can do, and it's like, why are you waiting? I wish they would just do those things. So many things I can't remember. Your idea with the animated, like, original trilogy Aftermath, they could do that. It just feels like there's so many different things they can do. And I was actually thinking about it last night. It's like, what is preventing them from doing all these things? And then you see the general public making all these AI created, like, filling in the gaps and stuff. And they're like, they're obviously AI. We can all tell still. In the future, we probably won't be able to. But the kids that grow up, they're going to think that that's part of Star Wars, I think now.
Yeah.
And my prediction all these years prior was that by the end of the decade, there's going to be a film that's made by fans where it's not going to be distinguishable from what Lucasfilm drops. I think it's going to be the end of this year or maybe mid-year. We're going to see something really great. So, yeah, that's just technology and what it does. But I just want Star Wars to be great, you know? That's... To me, it's kind of rough sometimes, like seeing they want to do this and they want to do that. It's like, well, why don't you just make the thing that's going to make all the money, you know? And the Mando Grogu thing, that should have been released like 5 years ago, you know?
It's like, should we use Hayden Christensen? Yeah, should we use Hayden Christensen in a project? I don't. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, the Vader film, the Vader film, the trilogy, the show. I mean, it kind of writes itself. We talk on the podcast all the time, and then we start talking about what would happen in it, what should they do, and then we just say it, and it's like, well, just film that.
Yeah. For me, it's the whole aftermath. Yeah, the post Return of the Jedi, Han Solo, Leia and Luke. Like, for me, that would just be the coolest show ever if they could do fill in the gaps, have it going along the same time as Mandalorian. You know what I mean? Have it going on the same time as all this other stuff. Like, that for me writes itself as well. So it's like, just come on. Who knows? Yeah,
lightsaber origin Star Wars movie.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great. Maybe we get kind of a little bit of that in the Mangold film, possibly. Maybe. I don't know.
I just want the announcement that movie and the Rey Skywalker film are going. That's what I want this year.
Yeah. And also this year, I got to meet a lot of Star Wars celebrities. I got to interview Daisy Ridley on the red carpet at South by Southwest, talk to her, meet her face to face. Super genuine, super nice. It was very surreal. It's hard for someone like me to be such a big Star Wars fan to do my job in a certain way. I mean, be as professional as I wanted to be. I was professional, but it's like, oh my God, I'm speaking with Daisy Ridley right now, you know? It's that type of thing. But it's great that my brain was able to do all those gymnastics and still be able to ask some like logical questions for her new movie. I would have been Bury the Dead. Yeah, it just happened like all of a sudden. Like I was looking for her. We were on the red carpet, and when I saw like the director, the producer, and some actors, and I'm like, she ain't here. And then I turn and I look, and she's like right in front of me. I was like, oh my God, she's right there. Also, SpaceCon happened, which was pretty big. Adam Haber got to join me at the booth, and we had a lot of fun running the booth for Star Wars Stuff Podcast. We had a prize wheel like we always do. We got to take pictures with Ian McDermott. Also, Natasha Lou Bordizzo and Ivana Sakno. I got to meet them in person multiple times. I think 8 separate times. I got to meet them, talk to them, interact with them.
Nice.
They were great. Cool. Here's a picture I took with them. So I'm 5'11". Look how tall they are.
Dang.
I was shocked how like tall they were, especially Ivana. I mean, she was really tall.
I'm really glad
but-
I wasn't in that picture. That would have looked really goofy.
But you figure, I mean, casting, if you cast Ray Stevenson, you're going to have to cast someone that was decently tall.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was like 6'4", 6'5", something
Yeah,
like that.
he was a tall dude.
Yeah, very, very tall. Also, I got to talk to and take Giancarlo Esposito out for dinner in San Antonio, which was wild. Our friend Haley was like, we might be able to go to dinner with them. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then I think one of the nights she's like, pull the car around. I'm like, I think I know what she's talking about. So luckily I parked in a spot when I wasn't supposed to park. So I got there quick and I was able to clear out like all my pizza stuff that I had there. And I stuck it in the trunk and I pulled it around. He walks in like nothing, like he's not Giancarlo Esposito. And I just drive him to dinner. And it was wild. Super cool guy. Great experience. But yeah, SpaceCon was great. It's going to happen again. We're all going to be there in June in San Antonio. And Ian McDermott and Hayden Christensen are returning.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Which is fantastic. And there's also a third person that's coming that we are just kind of speculating about right now. Don't have any inside info. Nobody I know knows, but someone possibly that's never done this before. So we have our predictions. So I don't know.
Who
Someone
do you
cool.
want it to be?
Liam Neeson.
Same. I want
I
both
could
father
not.
figures on stage with Hayden.
Liam
want
Neeson
Anna-
would never.
No.
Never say never. Never say never.
What's more likely, Liam Neeson being at a convention or James Cameron directing a Star Wars movie?
Ooh, James Cameron's directing.
I've heard him
Star
say
Wars
never
movie.
to both of those things, so I want to hear him out.
I don't know. I think Liam Neeson being James. I don't know. But Liam, I can't see Liam
Cameron
Neeson.
would want full control, and he
Yeah.
could never get that for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Fair.
So then Liam Neeson will be there.
Perfect. You heard it here
That
first.
works.
Just kidding.
Natalie Portman would be the dream, but they've already told us that it's not Natalie Portman, which is
Natalie
unfortunate.
Be my second, for sure. Oh, excuse me, for sure.
I can live without.
Oh boy, here we go.
No,
Here we go.
I won't get into it, but I can live without.
And on that note, we're just kidding. But yeah, I'm looking forward to also SpaceCon and hanging out with everybody. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I get to go back home to Texas for a couple of days, so that's gonna be exciting as well. And yeah, get to hang out with everybody. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also Rebel ScumCon, which happened in 2025 as well. And I was there at the booth, and it was a big success. We were right there at the entrance and exit. So everyone that walked by us said hi. All the celebrities that walked by, we got to say hi as well. And I knew all of them, so I just called them by their name, and they came on over. Some of them maybe thought I knew them personally, but I didn't. But I still talked to them, like Rena Owen. It was so funny with her. Every time she'd walk out. Also, the door for them to leave the autograph section was right behind us too. So we just constantly celebrities like this and this. It's all Kyle Solar just walking like a normal person. Emily Swallow, I just gotten her pin. I told her, hey, look, I got your pin. And then she started a big conversation with me. And then someone interrupted and like took her away. And I was like, oh my gosh, we were having like a great moment. But yeah, I mean, all of them, just about all of them. Roger Christian was there. Lauren Peterson walked by several times.
Oh,
Dennis Lawson was walking by all the time.
Awesome.
Simon Casanetti's got to talk to him for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we're at the point now where we see so many of these people now. It's kind of hard to remember every interaction and recall everything. But we've done so many cool things, and it's going to continue in 2026 with all these SpaceCon, Rebel ScumCon. We're going to redo the same conventions. And San Diego Comic-Con, too. You don't know what's going to happen there. Shout out to Ted. He probably
Oh, yeah,
watched
shout
that
out to
video and is
Ted.
probably watching and sharing. So yeah, it's gonna be a huge year. We're gonna get a Star Wars movie, like James said. Super excited, getting something, and
And
then animated.
David and Mary and
Yep.
I might go and be there for the premiere.
Crystal should
that might
come. Crystal's in LA too, right?
Crystal
Yeah.
is in LA.
She should come
Actually,
with us.
she's most likely she'll be there. So yeah, I was gonna say we might have to be like, hey, Crystal, can we hang out with you for this? She got some Skeleton Crew stuff from Lucasfilm, I believe. They sent her some stuff.
Cool.
So
Good for
so
her.
she's
That's
like I
awesome.
said, so we may want to be like, hey, Crystal, let's all hang out for Mandalorian and Grogu. But yeah, so that might actually happen this year. Cool.
And also, the Lucasfilm Museum is opening
Yep.
on Hobbit
September.
Day,
What's Hobbit Day?
September 22nd.
Oh, they're gonna say my birthday. I was gonna be really, really upset. Just
What is your birthday, James? September 10th?
yes, it is.
Nice.
Oh, and our podcast will be turning 8 years old this year, which is wild in March. So we'll be celebrating 8 years this March.
My calendar came in so handy for this already.
Love it.
And yeah, that's 2025 in a nutshell, and what we plan to do in 2026.
It's gonna be fun. Can't
David,
wait.
you should get like a frequent flyer miles card for how much you're going to be coming out to LA to hang out with us this year.
Yeah,
That
maybe I
is true.
should.
Because you're gonna be here for Mando and Grogu, and you're probably gonna fly out here for definitely for San Diego Comic-Con and
Mhm.
for the
And for the
Lucasfilm museum, and then for just hanging out with us in California as well.
Just one for good measure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. LA Comic-Con, I mean, you come to that too.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of stake it out for celebration in 2027.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll figure out the game plan for 2027 celebration.
Yeah. And Star Wars is going to be 49 years old.
Ooh, that's wild to think about. 49. And then next year's the 50
I'll be
year
45.
anniversary. I'm gonna be 38 this year.
I'm going to be 39.
And Zach, what are you gonna be? 21, 22? How old are you gonna be, Zach? Like,
I'm gonna be 26.
jeez. That just hurts to hear.
Oh,
man.
that's so weird.
Ugh. It's like, anyways, on that note, we would like to thank all of you for listening, all of you for being with us for 2025. Are you gonna put the things up, David? So I have to read them like really fast, or should we have Mary do it?
Ooh.
Zach.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter.
All right, well, I'll do it. So yeah, everybody, feel free to follow us on Instagram. Feel free to follow us on our
Trying to get a
Facebook
head start.
group. Yep, Instagram Star Wars Stuff Pod. We post a lot of the latest information that drops of Star Wars. Follow us on X, formerly as Twitter. Follow us on Blue Sky. You're doing this on purpose. Okay. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see all the words coming up, and also below in the notes is all the link to all of our stuff. Follow us on Patreon as well. You hear us just talking about Star Wars, or David and I
James
just
Cameron.
chit-chatting about James Cameron. And I was telling Zach before, I was like, I could have actually gone a whole hour talking about James Cameron.
I love it.
But yeah, if you want to follow us on Patreon, we do love to just jump on there and talk about Star Wars. And Zach and Mary are actually doing a book breakdown of Dark Disciple. So
Yes, we
they're doing that, going through a few chapters at a time. So
Probably going to do the Shadow Lord comics before the release.
ooh, that sounds
Yeah.
awesome. I like that. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars and write us a review, please. Helps us with our ranking there in the Star Wars podcast. And we always like to tell people we actually like Star Wars, so we're not one of those people who just talks badly about Star Wars. We actually enjoy it. So yeah, feel free to give us a 5-star rating. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, check us out our website, starwarstuffpodcast.com. Cool. What else you got, David?
It's amazing to me that how many people like stay on till the bitter end and don't really drop.
It's weird.
Because they're expecting us to say something crazy.
As he says it, numbers are just.
I just see the number go. The stock market, it just crashed. You know.
Oh no.
Oh no. Anyways, but yes, thank y'all so much for listening and for being a part of the podcast. And this is gonna be it's gonna be a great year. So yeah. On behalf of Mary, Zach, and David, I am James, and may the force be with you.
Always. This is the way.
I have spoken. I have friends everywhere.
Pogalit.
I can't top that.
Tell that
I
to
can't.
Conjure Club.
I can.
What do you got, David?
We're gonna miss you, poo poo.
Oh.
What was that?
What was that?
One of our Patreon members, they left us.
Sad.
Their name was Poo Poo.
Oh, that's a little sad. And on that note, thank y'all very much for listening. David, come on.
On to 2026.
Yes.
We're already here. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
I'm doing it. I'm ending stream.